My name is April Jones O'Neill. I was once lost. Now I'm found. Okay, I admit that's a bit overdramatic. Makes me sound all kinds of religious. And other than a few visits to Sunday school when I was a kid, religion, like any other man-made institution designed to control the masses, has never been my thing. I say man-made to point out there are also things that are not made or controlled by men. Mysterious wonders I've witnessed with my own senses that define human explanation. Bizarre things that have made me a believer in something far greater and far more powerful than I'll ever hope to understand. And if anyone ever tells you they do understand, saint or sinner, scientist or priest, prince or politician, the only thing you can be sure of that, they're lying through their teeth to you and themselves. Then again, what do I know? I'm just an old scientist nerd, grease jockey with a bad caffeine habit. More like a country old woman on the soapbox. Chill, lady. Anyway, I'll save April's physiology of the universe for later. For now, I'm just going to keep things down to the earth and stick to my life in the city. New York City. Home sweet home. I lived my entire life in the good old Big Apple. 6+ decades and counting. And as far back as I can remember, since the days when it was just my mom and me together. I love this place. And the time I've seen it stand tall, and I've seen it fall. And like a punch-drunk boxer who refuses to quit, I've watched it stagger back to its feet, to stand proud and tall once again. And in its own strange way, New York has loved me back. Years before I would lose my wonderful mom to cancer far too soon, the city made sure I wouldn't be alone, giving me a new amazing family to share a new, amazing life with. Time and time again, we fought like hell to save the city that had brought us together. As the years pass, just like New York would withstand, and we will fall. And just like my city, my friends, and I fought and bleed for, all seem lost for me. I found a way to get back on my feet, to stand tall. And this crazy, mysterious metropolis made sure I still had a home to return to, where I wouldn't be alone. And I'm happy to say, all these years later, that hasn't changed. Leave me alone! Hey, what's with all the yelling this early, Moa? It's just, I found this old box of cool cassette tapes, and I'm trying to check them out, but Ona won't quit bothering me.
Not true. I'm not bothering her. I just wanted to do some keno training, and she's the only one that can almost keep up with me.
I thought your sensei canceled training for today. She did, Grandma.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean we still can't do it on our own.
Tell you what, Darth Maul, instead of keno, why don't you take the endless energy of yours and go do, I don't know, 100 push-ups or something?
Push-ups? Good idea.
Thanks, Grandma. No problem, kiddo. Let's see what you got here. Evo Thomas, the Ruby Rush. Huh. Looks like he found Donnie's old stash. You're playing it all wrong! Okay, what's going on over here? I'm trying to teach Ono how to play chess, Grammy, but he keeps grabbing both our knights and making them race each other.
They're not racing, Yi. They're doing gallops together.
But galloping's not in the rules. They're supposed to be in a battle. She's not wrong, baby. The black and white pieces are on the opposite sides.
But I don't want them on different sides, Grammy. It's more fun when they're friends.
You know, I honestly can't argue with that. You know what, Yi? The coffee maker has been on the fritz again. Why don't you go grab your tools and see if you can get it running right for Grammy? Yeah? Okay. I'll make it run even better than before, Grammy April. Good girl.
This looks ridiculous. There is no way I'm going out looking like this. I'm calling this whole thing off. Wait,
Why are you grinning at me like that?
it's not funny, Mom.
I'm sorry, Case, but it kinda is. I thought you said Jiro was taking you out on a casual date, not to the prom.
I did. He is. I just got no clue what I'm supposed to wear.
Obviously. Come on, let's go see if we can reverse engineer this mess.
I thought Sensei looked nice for her hero. Hero, dude. Sheesh.
Yeah, but Jiro's a policeman, Ono. So, Odin's sorta right. He is kind of a hero. You're wasting your time, Mom. I ain't going. Yes, you are, Case. Quit being a baby. And quit overthinking things. I really don't think Jiro is the kind of guy who expects you to dress to impress him. What do you mean? I mean, he asked you after working with you on a couple security missions, right? Yeah? So, he knows who and what you really are. And he was obviously already impressed. Look, your dad and I were about as different as two people could be. But that never stopped us from loving each other. We never pretended to be anything but who we were. And I really believe that's why we will always work so well together. This is just your first date with Jiro, hon. Who knows where things can go from here. But do yourself a favor. Be yourself from the start. And always. How's that coffee maker come along, kiddo? Almost done, Grammy. It's gonna make your yucky coffee so hot. Okay. I think I'm ready now. There's my girl.
Wow, Sensei. You look pretty.
Thanks, Odin. You sure this is okay, Mom? I know today's your normal black market run. I can stay with the kids if you don't want to skip it. Forget it, Casey. I've got the rascals. You go be young, okay? Thanks, Mom. You bet.
I miss Sensei Casey. Dude, she's been gone for like 5 seconds.
Don't worry about her, Odin. Go grab your gear. All of you. We got work to do. What work, Grammy? Black market work, kiddo. We got an important run to make. But didn't you tell Sensei you were staying to watch us? Just a little white lie. I didn't want to ruin our date. Now hustle up. We've got a big day ahead of us. And it was a big day. But before I can get into that, let me tell you about the New York's black market. The first thing to understand is that the black market commence is built on bartering. And bartering's been going on in this country for the very beginning. But what started out as good for goods, or goods for services, or vice versa, became primarily a cash-based endeavor over time, money ruled all. But when that fastest Orokuruto in the Foot Clan took full control of New York City, currency exchange was replaced by an insanely strict digital-based social credit system. And it wasn't long before those of us in the Resistance found buying and selling goods and or services to be nearly impossible. Turns out, having a mind of your own and standing up to the man will kill your social credit score real fast. Which meant the Resistance has turned over to interior methods to get what we needed to survive. Pretty soon, social credits were replaced by good old-fashioned bartering, and the subterranean black market was born. And nobody was better at concerning that particular market than Tinkerer Smith Sr. Like me, Smith was a single parent, raising his only child, a daughter named Tinkerer Smith II, whom everyone called Tinkerer II in Rock Bottom. But while I was spending most of my time with my kid running an underground rebel army, Smith was building a federal shop mall in the city's bowels. Yet, even with all he hoarded over the years, there were things he still needed. Usually stuff to please the daughter he loved more than anything else. So, there was always mutually beneficial deals to be made. Supply and demand at its finest. The flood that was caused when the Resistance was able to knock out Baxter Stockman's tech on Roosevelt Island, which everyone calls the Foot Flood now, nearly destroyed Smith's black market compound, killing poor Tinkerer Sr. and leaving behind Tinkerer II to run what was left of his once massive store. A slightly insane Tinkerer II, that is, who to this day holds some anonymously toward me for her father's tragic death. And yet, the black market goes on. And as always, Tinkerer II was our first stop. Okay, kids, here we are. Stay close to Grimmy. Tinkerer II's harm was just a bit unpredictable. Why is she called Tinkerer II, Grimmy? It's because her father was Tinkerer Smith Sr., Moa, which makes Tinkerer his junior or his second. Oh, I get it. So, I guess that means Sensei Casey's a junior too, huh? Yup, named after her dad. But it wouldn't call her number 2 if I were you. Who's there? It's me, Tinker. Who's me? Come on. I know you can see me. It's April. Wait. You said me, but I'm seeing an us. Out there. Who's with you? Just my grandbabies. Grandbabies. This, I gotta see. Whoa, this place is gross. Nuh-uh, Moa. Look at all this cool stuff. Just don't touch anything, Yi. Unless you all want a coolness crashing down on our heads. Grandkids, huh? Marry a lizard or what? They're not lizards, Tinker. They're turtles. This is Odin, Yi, Moa, and Ono. Kids, this is Tinkerer II. Oh no, huh? Guess you can call me Tinkerdose. Ha! What? That was funny. So, not lizards, turtles. I asked the obvious question, but I'm pretty sure I figured that answer already. I mean, everyone knows how much you like playing God, April. Creating things and killing them. Come on, Tinker, the kids don't need to hear this. You know how sorry I am about what happened to your dad. Yeah. You didn't mean for it to happen. Unfortunate casualties of war. Blah, blah, blah. I couldn't agree more, kids, so... You bring what I asked for? Yep. Got it right here. VHS, just as you requested. Whoa! Tommy boy? That's a good one! Good? It's the best. My dad and I used to watch it all the time before your grandma's stupid foot flood washed him. And our only copy into the East River. That guy in the little coat. That guy in the little coat. Whoa. Ixnay with the outfit, Tinker. That's words a little bit sensitive for Odin.
So wait, who's calling you fat, fella? Sometimes Ono does. Well, he's wrong, 'cause you look like a cuddly little tank to me. Tinky said I'm cuddly, Ono. Whatever, dude.
Okay, Tinker. You got your movie. Let's make our trade. Yeah. Always in a hurry, I swear. I'm just letting you know now. This thing's pretty dang sensitive. Handle it with care. At least, more care than how you handle the water pumps. Okay, deal done. Movie time. You want to stick around and watch it with me, kid? Yeah! No. Well, still got more stops to make and not a lot of time to make them. Good doing business with you, Tinker. It's my job, right? Now, if you don't mind, I got a classic flick to watch. All by myself. Eccentric as she can be, I almost hated to bail on the Tinker like that. I mean, if anyone knows how much it sucks to be alone underground, it's me. And as heartbreaking as it is to lose a beloved parent too soon, for that matter. But I was in line. The kids and I still had a lot to do that day, and the clock was ticking. We were going to have a hustle to get our final destination, and then head back home to the lawyer before Casey's return from her date. I hadn't exactly asked Sensei Jones for her permission to take her ninja students on a field trip. Tough and independent as my kid was when she was younger. She was turning into a seriously hyperprotective helicopter mom. It was a miracle that she even left her little turtles long enough to go on a date. And the last thing I want is to have her stressing out about them while she's finally taking some time out for herself. Of course, if I knew what was going to happen next, I might have rethought the whole outing from the start. Leave it to the purple dragons to throw a monkey wrench into the works. And really, I shouldn't be surprised. The purple dragons have been a thorn in my family's side for as long as I can remember. Even before the Foot rose to power in the city, before the Shredder and Karai and Naruto, the dragons have been in the middle of everything, steering things up, usually for the worst, but not always. After Raph was killed, and the truce with the Foot died with him, Master Splinter knew it was only a matter of time before all-out war for control of the city overtook the streets. Without a doubt, the Foot had an advantage in resources and overall numbers. So, Splinter formed Splinter Strikers, turning his small ninja clan into a genuine military-style cadre. A cadre that needed more street soldiers, if there was going to be any chance of matching the Foot Clan. Master Splinter knew this, and so did the thugs in charge of the Purple Dragons. Strange times make for a strange bedfellows. The enemy of my enemy, and all that jazz. But when Naruto was finally defeated and the Foot fell, the unexpected alliance expectedly came to an end. The Purple Dragons returned to their old ways, and now, years later, they've got a new, dangerous leader in charge. As the kids and I were just about to find out. Okay, listen up. We're going to head above ground for a little bit. So, mask on. I know this is the first time for all of you. Just follow my lead. And don't be scared. Okay. No problem. Let me guess. Not your first time? It's just... Nope. Stop right there. You can tell me all about it later, when we have more time. Good thing is, now I know you little rascals can keep a secret. Like the one thing about what you're doing today without your sensei's permission. Right, kids? Right, Grammy? And if you've been up here before, you know what to do. Expect...
Looky what we got here. A bunch of sewer rats popping in for a surprise visit. Don't you mean popping up, Chachi?
Easy, easy. We're just here for a black market business. Scuzzball knows we're coming. Scuzzball ain't in charge no more. And these four don't look like sewer rats to me. More like slimy little sewer brats. Ninjas. You hear that, Bonzo? Looks like we got some ninjas visiting us.
Hear what, Minachi? More like sneaking up on us. I heard about ninjas before. Word on the streets the resistance have been fighting on their side back in the day.
Wait, we're not here to fight. We're just here to barter. That's all.
And we're just supposed to believe you? Probably more of them hiding in the sewer, I'll bet. Yup. Ugh. You're right. Ugh. What the?
Get him! Stop! He didn't!
Oh no! Ugh. Ugh. Stupid voice. I'm gonna... Ugh.
No. That's not how this was supposed to go.
No, it wasn't. If it was, my guys wouldn't have been whooped by a bunch of ninja toddlers in a geriatric gimp. No offense.
You! No, Moa. Stand down.
Just goes to show, you can't teach these mooks how to set a proper security perimeter. But the whole soldiery discipline part, that goes with this another story. Sorry, boss. You will be, if you don't get out of my sight. Pronto. Speaking of soldiery discipline, where are my manners? Name's Jigsaw, ma'am. Just Jigsaw.
April...
Jones O'Neill. Yup, know all about you, Mrs. Jones. And your daughter.
If I had known any better, I'd say you've been spying on us.
Nothing that instructive, ma'am. Your reputation simple precedes you, is all. And a good soldier takes his intel whatever he can get it. Gotta admit, though, these little ninjas are news to me. But I do know there's a percentage for such scrappers in this town. Guess it is true what they say. History repeats.
You mentioned soldiers a lot. You ex-military?
I am that, ma'am. 3 combat tours overseas before I was discharged.
Honorably?
Honorable enough for me. Now, if you kindly follow along, I believe we have some friendly careers to conduct.
Wow, this place looks a lot cleaner than the last time I saw it.
Like I said, military discipline. If a soldier can't keep his barrage square away, how does he expect to keep himself that way? Or herself? Right, little warrior?
Whatever.
I believe you got something we've been waiting for, yeah?
Yeah, I got the needle right here. So, I'm guessing you're in charge of the dragons now. And not Scuzzball?
You have been guessing correctly, ma'am. We had ourselves a special election recently. Scuzzball lost, and now with this little baby you brought us, we can have a proper celebration. We're gonna blow our neighbors away, dragons. If I can just figure out how to detach this dang record needle.
You're doing it wrong. Let me show you.
Well, well, clever little thing, ain't you? Definitely some proper training happened with you, scrappers. I can tell. Looks like we got what we needed, ma'am. And a deal's a deal. Here you go. Best mind-blowing stuff on the streets right now. Believe you me. And speaking of streets, I suggest you keep up with the fine training you've been doing with those ninja babies of yours. Cause something tells me barring ain't all that's gonna happen between us when our paths cross in the future.
Yeah. That was not so veiled threat. If I've ever heard of one, whoever this Jigsaw guy is, and whenever he came from, I'm guessing Texas, from his accent. He's definitely a new wildcard to be taken seriously. The Purple Dragons have always been an unpredictable threat, but the threat has normally been a sloppy one. They made their mark in the city for sure. And in my friends' and family's lives too. But other than a few expectations, a mark that's been easily overcome. But if this Jigsaw guy is able to add military structure and control to that mix, well, like I said, a wild card we need to give a serious attention to. Dead serious. Needless to say, I got the kids out of there as soon as I made an exchange with Jigsaw. He seemed focused on the jukebox at the point, so I took the advantage of the diversion to the moose before things got out of hand again. One thing's certain, there's no way Jigsaw's going to let his soldiers forget they got their butts handed to them by a quartet of preteen ninjas. Speaking of, maybe I'm biased, Grandma, but our little turtles were awesome. Those gangbangers didn't even know what to hit them. Nice job, Sensei. Mikey would be so proud. Luckily, our next stop was with the law enforcement. In a manner of speaking, let me tell you a little about Detective Richard Dick Miller and his longtime partner, Detective Frank Corbin. If there were ever a poster boys for the term useful idiots, it's these guys. Long before the dark days of Roku Haruto's region over the New York City, these two so-called New York's finest were on the take. A lot younger than they were now, but just corrupt. They were making serious bank shaking down citizens of very stripped crooks, creeps, store owners, fellow cops, you name it. They were equal opportunity grifters, hiding behind a badge. And the very fact that they played both sides of the fence was only the thing. And that stopped my guys from taking them down. When you're in war, you take your critical intel anywhere. You can get it. Jigsaw was right about that. And as hard a pill as it was to swallow, we all know Miller and Corbin crooked, as they were a treasure trove of street info. For a price, of course. Like I said, useful idiots. When Haruto took over New York, like a lot of us. Miller and Corbin went underground. But where we formed the resistance, those two took on security jobs at the subterranean speakeasy and kept their constant scam alive. New jobs, same old swindle. For 16 years, Hiroto and Baxter Stopman Sinjas were the iron-booted version of the law enforcement in the city. They were gone after Michelangelo helped us take Hiroto and Stopman down. But with a power vacuum sure to follow Hiroto's fall, crime in the city was not going anywhere. So, the first order of business was to reactivate an official police force. Which also meant whether we liked it or not, we needed inexperienced cops. Good or not so good. That we could find to help us get the police department up and running again. And it wasn't too long before our old friends Detectives Miller and Corbin answered the call. Their old grift's become their new grift, putting any side they can, making themselves both criminally despicable. Strategically indispensable. Drinking on the job, Detective Corbin? You think that'll be against department regulations?
Yeah, you think. This is deja vu or what, Mrs. Jones? You slicking around in the shadows with 4 mystery friends in town? A lot smaller friends this time, though.
Your breath reeks, dude. Oh no, manners. Whoa,
it does.
Well, these friends are my grandkids. They're spending some time with me today, while Casey Marie is busy with other business.
Grandkids? Don't ask, don't tell, partner. And we already know about your kids' other business. Hot date with Officer Hiro Watanabe, yeah?
How did you...
Ain't much gets by us on the streets, Mrs. Jones. You know that. Smoke bothering you, twerp?
Smoking is bad for you.
Better toughen up, kid. This whole city's bad for you. Speaking of the city, you remember a scumbag named Joe Hades?
Yeah, unfortunately, I do. Old mob boss, my late friends and I banged heads with more than once before. The Foot Clan took down him and his crew. Why?
Well, word's out that he's not so down anymore. Matter of fact, he's back in the city and looking to get his old operations up and running again.
Well, we just left the Purple Dragons. They got a new guy in charge and trying to do the same thing.
Yeah, we know. Jigsaw. Punk's a threat, sure. But he's no Joe Hades. And the Dragons ain't the Mafia. Not by a long shot. Okay, no more freebies, partner. That's our stash, Mrs. Jones.
Yep. You're supposed to be the best in town.
Well, be the judges of that, and... Wait a sec. This ain't right. Nothing but powered in here. Where's the chocolate glaze I asked for?
Don't ask me. You're getting what I got. Now, the kids and I are on the clock, so...
Yeah. Partner, on it. Word advice, keep the contents away from the open flames and sparks until you're ready to use them. And whatever you do, don't ask where we got them.
You should know by now, Detective Miller. I never do. I thought the police were supposed to be heroes. That's what he said. That's what I thought. But those yucky men weren't heroes. They were an unfortunate necessity, kiddo. I don't expect you to understand right now, but someday you will. All you need to know is that cops are only human. Some are good, some not so much.
All I know is, those two old dudes need breath mints, not donuts. Chocolate.
Heroes? They come far and far between, but somehow in my long, strange, blessed life, I've always been surrounded by them. My wonderful mom, the love of my life, the brothers and father I never had, my baby, and my grandbabies. Always there for me, always around me, always protecting me. Always. And the main reason I couldn't skip the black market run today. Even if that meant bringing my grandkids out of the big, scary, beautiful city for the first time. You guessed it. Heroes. When Baxter stopped and destroyed our headquarters with his Mouser bombs way back when, it was the surviving Splinter Strikers who dug me out of the rubble and saved my life. And as I was soon to learn in the hospital, the life of my unborn baby as well. And throughout my recovery, one person was always there, lifting me up, cheering me on. Commander Avalon. A former Marine and a former New York City cop. Commander Alone left an uncomfortable and hard-earned retirement to be one of the first to join Splinter Strikers. Even before Haruto brought the dark times in New York, Commander Avalon knew who the worst threats to the city were, and who were its best defenders. And when those dark times did arrive, it was Commander Avalon who helped me turn what was left of Splinter Strikers into the rock-bottom resistance. In time, the resistance grew, as it did our responsibilities as its leader. But one thing never changed. Commander Avalon was always loyally by my side. Ally, mentor, friend, hero.
There you are. I was starting to worry about you weren't going to make it.
Sorry we're late, Commander. There is no way in the world I missed this. But my +1 had to be changed up a little bit to the last second.
I see that. Looks like more +4 made up of the little ninjas I've heard so much about. Sergeant Ono reporting for duty, sir. A ninja and a soldier. Color me impressed. Well, come on in. Party's just getting started.
They got way cooler stuff here than I even thought Tinker 2 had.
Look at all the food.
Sergeant Ono, seriously?
Whatever. And here's the man of the hour and his lovely wife. Look who's coming to see you take over full command of the Resistance. Commander Zaragoza. Pretty sure they are here to celebrate your retirement, sir. Hi, bro.
Oh, wow. These must be Casey Marie's little turtle ninjas. Yup, guilty as charged. Allow me to introduce you to Ono, Noah, Odin, and Yi. We've heard so much about you kids from your proud grandma and mama. It feels like I already know you. Do you know I like to fix things? I sure do. Just like me. Except I fix people. I'm Lieutenant Zaragoza. But everyone calls me Doc.
Speaking of Casey Marie, what's she up to today?
On a date with Officer Watanabe, if you can believe it.
About darn time. Roger that. I don't think that's such a good idea, big guy.
Oh.
But I'm really thirsty. I hear you, man. But the battle's full of the special punts for the grown-ups. That's okay. I'm almost 13 now.
Okay, kiddo. Why don't we take the good sergeant's advice and get your punch from the other bowl?
Okay, Grammy April. Thanks, Mrs. Jones. check him out. Little dude's already up to 25 pull-ups, and he wasn't even breaking a sweat.
Hold on. Can turtles even sweat?
Wait till you see how many push-ups I can do.
You look like you're jamming out. What you got on your deck, kid? It's a 9 Inch Nails Enjoy Division mixtape. Classic.
Well, looks like our young warriors having some fun together. Be nice as that's all they ever worried about. Having fun.
In the perfect world. Speaking of, what are your big plans for your retirement, Commander?
Nothing specific other than lots of reading and lots of slipper wearing. I'm sick of death of combat boots. How about you? Seems like your daughter's got a good grip on all this ninja stuff. But be a good time for you to slow down too.
Maybe, but being a grandma keeps me hopping most days. So, not sure if I'm slowing down an option yet. I have thought about doing some writing though. Maybe just a journal to start. See where that goes. But first, I'm gonna send you off with a bang, my friend. A lost day. That's what my husband used to call days like that today. Days when we step away from the craziness and violence that seem to constantly surround us. And just get lost in each other.
So, you think we can do this again, Casey? Hang out, I mean?
To be normal for a little while. Yeah. I really like that hero.
Me too.
To be happy.
Check it out.
Whoa. Talk about crazy beautiful. I miss my beloved husband so much. But I know he's looking down on me. He sees I've kept our tradition alive for our family.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more.
Because today was most definitely a lost day. The very best kind.